I understood you said something already about it, but I want to know, is the doctor saying, listen, she can't go to treatment, she can't do pay fines, she can't do victims impact, she can't do any of these things?
No.
Wilds.
Sherwood Hampstead, Diamond G.
Ma'am, your name?
Diamond G.
All right, so we have here, she's got two prior technical violations. This would make 6, and I've already arraigned her, told her the possible penalties. What do you
Judge, there's 3 allegations. She's prepared to plead guilty to count 2. She has not cleared her warrant. We could give some more context to that.
and there's a 4th too. So she's got a failure to attend victims impact panel, failure to pay fines, failure to clear warrants, failure to attend outpatient treatment.
With regard to the other 3, she completed victims impact panel on March 5th. I think proof was sent on March 6th, so we could verify that with Ms. Wilds. With regard to fines and costs, she paid $200 yesterday, and she's going to pay $100 today. She should be closer to being in compliance with her original payment.
It's $50 a week starting August 9th. So if she didn't stay in compliance with that.
You changed it. So $100 a month.
Well,
Every 27.
100 per month beginning December 27th. They think you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask either a plea or we'll have a hearing. It's up to you. Your name?
Elizabeth Probation.
So we got 4 charges: failure to attend victims impact, failure to pay fines and costs as ordered, failure to clear all their warrants, and failure to attend the outpatient treatment as recommended. So how is she going to proceed on that? Do you just tell me which ones you want a hearing on and which one she's going to plead guilty on?
Fines and costs. Are you in compliance fully on the fines and costs, Ms. G?
If she didn't pay $100 a month, she's not in compliance. So that's the key.
Okay.
We'll just have a hearing on all. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm. Under penalties of perjury that the testimony you've given these proceedings will be the whole truth self you got.
I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
On all counts, Your Honor.
Yes.
First count, the defendant's failure to attend and complete the victim's impact panel. When we had first met Ms. G in probation, we had ordered her to attend and complete the victim's impact panel by October 1 of 24. That was giving her about 3 months after sentencing to complete that. She was reminded, she was asked to do it. This violation occurred again due to her failure to complete the victim's impact panel. Today, when I got in my office, I did have the certificate, or excuse me, yesterday, the certificate of completion. Ms. G completed that victims impact panel on March 6th. So be it late, after the due date, as well as extended due dates for that, but she did provide that this week, Your Honor.
Move on to the others.
Count 2, failed to pay fines and costs as ordered. The balance at the time of the show cause was $1,200. Ms. G was ordered to pay $100 the Friday after her last violation, which would have been December 27th. She would have paid $100 December 27th, and monthly thereafter, January 27th, February 27th, and then of course next payment would be March 27th. She did pay $200 yesterday, I believe, so the cashier processed that, so she is still behind by at least 1 month with $100 due here in roughly 10 to 15 days, Your Honor. So again, still behind in her fines and costs. When she was in court in December, she told you that she would pay that $100 in December. And again, that was not paid. She didn't make a single payment until yesterday, and again, until after the violation. With her warrants remain the same with one exception. After the last hearing, I know Ms. G was very adamant that she didn't have any warrants. I went over those with her at her last probation visit. The correction is that the city of Taylor actually, the city of Taylor failed to remove one of their warrants. So she does still have, I believe it is 8, I'll recount, Your Honor, but I believe it's 8 warrants out. One of those warrants have been removed since her last hearing. It was an error on
Still 7.
Warrants, but she still has
7.
all of those warrants.
All right.
In relation to count 4, her treatment, She is engaged in treatment at the Guidance Center. However, she's not attending as they recommended. They are recommending that she attend once weekly, what we call SUD groups. She has not attended any of those except for, I believe, one. I can go back into the history and let the court know, but she is not attending. Since her last hearing, the paperwork that I received from her therapist at the time, who was Alma, indicated that she had attended 0 groups for the month of December, and that she either missed or canceled in the month of December and January, December 5, December 9, December 11, December 19th, January 3rd, and January 30th. I received an updated letter February 28th from her new therapist. The original therapist has retired and moved on. Her new therapist indicated that in the month of February, she had attended no SUD groups, and that she reports missed sessions.
Why don't we just talk about what she's done? Has she done anything?
I think what she's done is minimal at this point. She did, again, complete her victims impact panel. She
I
did
know,
complete her
I know.
court work program.
It's 5 months late. What
yeah.
about what about community service? She complete that?
Yes, all her penalty programs are done.
All right.
Yep.
Questions of her? Mr. Haynes?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. I thought you said work program, her community service is not done. At her last hearing.
You didn't allege that in the complaint.
I did not. At her last hearing, you afforded her an opportunity to provide proof of her pregnancy. She's having a difficult pregnancy. She did provide that, and you allowed a little bit more time, kind of at the discretion of that letter. She reported she was bed rest. She is not bed rest. She is simply light duty at that point. So I did not allege any violation there because she did provide that updated medical.
But that was supposed to be taken care of by October 1 as well.
You extended her the last
No, I know.
hearing. Yeah, but yes, it was to be completed originally back in the fall.
All right, any questions?
I have no questions from Ms. Wiles.
Do you want your client to testify?
I'll ask if she wishes to testify. Do you wish to answer some questions about these allegations?
Answer questions?
Yes, I could
That's
question
fine.
you so you could respond.
That's fine.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You completed the victims impact panel March 5th.
Yes.
Had you been instructed to do that before October 1st? Is that true or not true?
It's true.
Okay, so you didn't complete it timely, but it's done now.
Is that a yes?
With regard to the fines and costs, you've heard representations that you're still slightly behind on the fines and costs. Do you acknowledge that or do you contest that?
I acknowledge it.
Okay. With regard to the outpatient treatment that you have not been attending as instructed, although you've been attending some, do you contest that or do you acknowledge that?
I acknowledge.
Does that anything else?
Do you have any questions of her?
I don't have any.
All right. I'll listen to any argument if anybody has any.
Judge, if I may, I think the situation's been somewhat complicated by the troublesome pregnancy.
Do we have can I have a letter? Do you have a letter?
For the pregnancy? Yes, Your Honor. Yep.
Tell me what it says. I understood you said something already about it, but I want to know, is the doctor saying, listen, she can't go to treatment, she can't pay fines, she can't do victims impact, she can't do any of these things?
No, that is not. It is only in relation to the community service.
What date
Your
is that? What's the date of that letter?
I actually have 2 of them. The first date of the first letter is dated January 14th. What it indicated was that she was seen on January 14th. And that she's going to be returning to work after a reevaluation that was going to occur on February 24th with restrictions, no lifting and no standing for long periods of time. She provided an updated one. It's dated February 4, 25. Very similar, but went into a little bit more detail as far as how long she is in her pregnancy and that she's classified as high risk due to preeclampsia. And it indicates due to medical risks associated with her condition, she's advised to refrain from work until at least 12 weeks postpartum to ensure a safe recovery.
And when is she due?
May
May
5th.
Why is it you going to treatment? Why are you not going to treatment?
I do go to treatment,
Well,
but
then she's not telling me the truth.
she
Or the
said,
therapist isn't telling her the truth.
no, my therapist said that she's listed in the email that one of the days that I didn't attend, it was because the staff wasn't there. That didn't have nothing to do with me. That's what I was told. But another reason
Did you
why
go? Did
was,
you miss all those dates she told you missed in December and January?
no,
You didn't miss them. You are not paying attention to this at all. You act like this is some kind of chewing, spitting on the sidewalk case. Now, I don't know what you're forcing me to do here, but honestly, I'm not real happy about this. You can't ignore court orders like this. This was July. We are now in March, actually. Yeah, it was July the 17th. You didn't get around to doing the victims impact panel till March. No, wait a second. You didn't get around to doing the victims impact panel till March.
it's not free, Your Honor. I have to pay for it. If I can't work, I figured out.
Do you have to pay to go to treatment?
No, I don't.
Well, then why aren't you going to treatment?
I have been going to treatment.
I want a report updated from the therapist.
Thank you.
We're adjourning the sentence. I want a report, and I want you to include, and I want you to listen to me because I have a feeling you're not going to come back with something, and I'm not going to hear any of this. I want to know what dates you were scheduled, the misses, and how many dates and the date that you went.
Okay.
Okay? We're not going to beg you to do this. I'm dead serious about this. I get the feeling like this is like on your list of priorities somewhere around 812. Now, I can understand if you got some issues going on, ma'am. We're not ogres over here. But nobody's going to tell me you can't go to treatment, and that scares the devil out of me, to be candid with you, because something bothered me about this sentence. What bothered me? Did she have a prior?
From 2022, I assume it would be perhaps the age of the case, Your Honor.
What was the breathalyzer or blood result?
It was a blood draw and it was 0.242.
Well, that's what bothered me. That's what bothered me. You had 3 times the legal limit, and you are the whopping age, or at least as of the time of the offense, were the whopping age of about 23. And when I see a 2.4 for somebody 23, that tells me it's almost a guaranteed alcohol or drug problem going forward. I'm just telling you.
Going forward?
Yeah.
No.
Well, okay. Then maybe be one of the very, very few that have 3 times the legal limit at the age of 23 and never get in trouble again. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Okay.
Oh, and the payment, I tried to make a bigger payment. It wouldn't allow.
I don't
me
want to talk about this anymore. I would strongly suggest that you get into treatment. You have now 6 total violations because I'm finding you guilty on all 4 counts. Okay? Yeah, you had 2 before and you just got 4. 2 plus 4 is 6.
Okay, but I didn't have the money right then and there to pay for anything.
Ma'am, I could go back and listen to every tape in the last 20 years where I've handed out a sentence and give time to pay. And I got to tell you, I'm not perfect. I might have missed 1 or 2 along the way. I might miss 1 every 200. But I tell everybody, if you need more time, call the court or come in. We can either go on Zoom on or before the due date, or you come in here on or before the due date, and I'll give you an extension. I tell everybody that. You didn't do that. I'm troubled it took you so long to go to the victim's impact. I don't care what any doctor tell me about your condition now. Nobody told me you had that type of condition back in October, by October 1st when you were supposed to do it, and I can do math, okay? So I would know if you're not due until May, you couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 weeks pregnant by October the 1 at maximum. Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. This is my turn to talk. You're rationalizing your conduct. I want the letter. I want you to write that down, that I want the letter. We're gonna give you a sentence date. I'm gonna give you plenty of time to get that letter. Lisa, give me the letter. I mean, the new court date, please.
March 31st at 8:30.
Is that gonna give you enough time
To get what?
to get a letter from the treatment? First of all, I'd like an updated letter from your doctor. And I would like from your therapist as to how many times you've treated and how many misses you've had.
Okay.
I can let you in on a little secret. The money is not my concern. I can sniff these things out, and when somebody takes it this lightly, and I know you're not going to say, yeah, I'm coming back, because I've never had anybody say that. I've had a couple, 300,000 people stand there on criminal cases probably in 30 years. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I have no clue. I've never had anybody tell me they're coming back. But I can tell you from my experience, and it's vast, when people take this lightly, the odds in Vegas are pretty good. They're coming back. Okay? That's what I'm doing, March 31 at 8:30. I mean, I want to be understanding here, but you're making it awful difficult. Good luck. Thank you. See you back here. Personal bond, comply with all other terms and conditions of probation.